Добренький денечек или вечерочек? Это вообще-то тут Николяндий. И приветики, Оситай. Мы сейчас почитаем супер классную книжечку, которая называется Can
I pay by Nikolai?
Угу. Ну, давайте. George had his very own all to himself. It was just with your own island, thought George. You can do whatever you... And George liked doing all sort of things. He wondered sometimes about having a friend, but friends were tricky. What if they wanted to play something different? What if they ruined his games? Or even laughed at him? That would be terrible. Then one day, George has holding a song. Oop, 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 oop. When he heard a funny noise, a sort of echo. Oh, 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 oh. And when he was practicing his cartwheels, he heard an odd clapping sound. Chlop, 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 chlop. This was strange. It could only mean one thing. There was someone else on his island. George was horrified. He hid behind a rock, but whatever it was came closer and closer. Then he heard a sneeze and a shuffle. And a little seal wiggled up to him. Can I? Asked the seal. My name is Pebble. We could be friends. I don't like friends, said George. Friends just ruin things. I don't, said Pebble. George stomped off. I'm going to play on my own, he said. Good idea. I'll come too, said Pebble, and she wriggled after him. After that, whatever George played, Pebble played too. George tried ignoring her, but she was really annoying. She got in the way of all his photos. She ruined his drawings. And she was far too good at roly-poly. And she liked a really stinky snack. George had had enough. I'm going to do some dancing, he said gloomily.
Oh, but
On my own.
on
Good idea. I'll come too, said Pebble. But as soon as George started dancing, Pebble rolled about laughing. You look very really funny, she said. No, I don't, said George, but Pebble kept on jiggling. George stopped dancing and glared at her. Oh, don't stop! I like your dancing. You just like making fun of me, growled George, and he stormed off. Woof! Вот так. He set off up the highest hill on the island. Wait! I can't climb up there! Good! I didn't mean to upset you, called Pebble. Look, I found you a lucky shell. Look. Вон, видишь, она lucky shell нашла. I don't want your lucky shell. I want you go away, shouted George. Pebble watched him sadly for a moment. Then she waddled into the sea to play on her own. Oof. George sucked for a while, but then he started to wonder if he'd been a bit mean. It felt very quiet without Pebble around. He even felt a little bit lonely. Quiet and lonely. He was about to go and look for her when he heard a squeak far out to sea. George peered through his binoculars. It was Pebble. Was she in trouble? George. Bonjour. Кто там binocular? George scampered down the jetty. He could see Pebble surrounded by dolphins. They'd taken her bobble head and wouldn't give it back. No matter how hard she tried, the dolphins could always jump higher, just out of her reach. George gasped. Oh, that's so! And he was very angry. He jumped into his boat and sailed toward them as fast as he could. And then he shouted,
Keep my fin everyone.
Дельфины такие, о-о.
Oh.
The dolphins were surprised, and they dropped Pebble's head and splashed away under the waves. Pebble beamed at him wide-eyed. Did you say friend? She gasped. George looked a bit embarrassed. I suppose I did. But I'm still going to play on my own. Good idea! I'll come too! Said Pebble. George and Pebble played all sorts of games. They did things slightly differently. But that didn't seem to matter anymore. Then George showed off his dancing and Pebble joined in too. That was fun,
Fun.
said George. I think I play on my own again tomorrow.
More.
I'll come too, said Pebble. Good idea, I'd like that.
That.
И они что, обнялись так вместе, посмотрели, как солнышко ложится спать и почесали к себе домой
Да.
захрючивать. Bye!